Welcome back to Old School New School Podcast, episode 87.
I'm Scott, I'm old school.
I'm Chester, and I'm New School, and today we'll be looking at the 49ers.
First, though,
Yes.
we've been getting a big uptick in viewership.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for watching. Do us a favor and smash the subscribe button, hit the like button,
Yeah.
leave a comment. All that stuff helps with algorithms and all that stuff to get us more people to watch.
Yeah.
We appreciate everything, but help us out.
Yeah.
So thanks, real quick. Back to 49ers. Down year after a Super Bowl loss.
Appearance, yeah.
What's your thoughts on the 49ers?
What are my thoughts? Well, I feel like they might be in more of a rebuild kind of time because Christian McCaffrey obviously is not the same as he's been with these injuries. You never know if he's going to play.
Do you know that, other than the year they went to the Super Bowl, 2023, where he played every game,
Yeah.
the other 5 years, he has averaged 6 games a
Yeah,
year.
it's like
He's
not healthy. You can't.
you can't really depend on that.
Right,
That guy's
yeah.
going to make it through an entire
Right.
season. It seems like that the 2023 year was a fluke.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Yeah, and then there's, you have Brock Purdy, who you have to pay.
Yeah, I mean,
No
this is
matter
where
what,
we're at, and
right,
he's going to get $50 million a year,
Yeah,
and he is
because-
not worth that.
Yeah, because it's the quarterback market.
Yeah.
And he's not a terrible quarterback, but he's not he's not he's not a franchise quarterback.
Put it this way.
Took him to the Super Bowl, but he also didn't win them the Super Bowl. So
But also, he was pretty close to be a Super Bowl winning
yeah,
quarterback.
that's true.
Granted, that defense was so
Yeah.
good that year, and I think that was a big dip
Yeah,
from
100%.
from this year. And 49ers fans are going to say, injuries.
Yeah,
Talk to the Detroit Lions about injuries
Yeah,
last year.
right,
They...
the Lions went 14-2 with the
Yeah,
amount of injuries they had on defense.
Yeah, so yes, injuries stink, and it did have a big impact. But with the draft, they drafted first 3 rounds all defense.
Yeah.
Obviously, their defense ranked 28th last year, and I think they were number 1 or 2 the previous year. So huge dip. The offense actually was okay, middle of the pack, 14. If you would have asked me, I would have said they were lower. But a lot of things, there's something weird going on with this team. Debo was not happy.
Yeah.
Even Ayuk for a while was not happy there.
Yeah.
And maybe that had something to do with who's the number 1 receiver, diva sort of stuff. But losing Debo Samuel, that dude's a monster. He's that's a big hit. They didn't address the offensive line, which
Yeah,
doesn't
I know
help.
that's a huge problem.
Doesn't help your.
And you have aging Trent Williams, who's probably I think he's 36, 37 now. So, you have this aging O-line, and you got some people you have to pay big money. You've got a lot of skill position guys that you have to pay big money. You don't have it. It's not very split around.
They just gave Kittle the big contract.
Right, they gave Kittle a bajillion dollars.
Looking at it, I looked into it a little bit. It's really team friendly.
Okay.
It's mostly the first 2 years, and then everything's pushed to the back end. But if you pay Purdy 50, there's other people you can't pay them.
Yeah, right.
And that's the trouble I think all NFL teams are in. You don't know about you don't know what he's going to be yet.
Yeah.
He had 1 good year with a really great defense and very few injuries. They had a lot of luck in terms of injuries that Super Bowl year. Last year, completely other side. You're probably going to fall someplace in the middle. You're not going to be that lucky that you're going to have none, or that unlucky that you're going to have that many, hopefully. But is he better than Dak Prescott?
Who?
Purdy.
I don't think so.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I listen, and all power to him, for being able to command that much money because of the position he plays.
Yeah, right.
And the 49ers also have nothing behind. It's not like they can say, okay, fine, we'll let you play this last year and then you can walk. They don't have anything lined up.
Right. They don't have anything.
So they're kind of stuck. So yeah, it's tricky. Anything, what they were 6-11 last year. Schedule just came out yesterday, and they apparently have the easiest schedule in the NFL. Granted, that's based on last year, and you have no idea what this year's going to be. Their division
was kind of weak last year.
It was all great. Seattle kind of is meandering. The Cardinals can't get out of their own way. The Rams, I think, are good.
Yeah,
they showed
100%.
At the end of last year that they can, they're definitely a factor.
Yeah.
There's something I don't like about this 49ers team. I think they're actually trending down. Like, I think they'll have more than 6 wins just based on who they're playing.
Right.
But I'm capping it at 8. Like
probably.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Thought?
I couldn't really tell you. I guess. I mean, you look at the team on paper, it seems like a good team, but then you realize, you really see it, the whole team. This offensive line, and what's his name? Heard that Kyle Shanahan likes to draft all these fun skill position players, but not really. You need this O-line. Like, you're drafting cornerbacks and, edge rushers in the first 3 rounds.
It seems some of their draft picks their draft was really weird. Kind of took gambles in places. I'm surprised. I don't know. And a lot of this team hinges on McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He's such a great player when he plays, but he plays so infrequently. He played 4 games last year.
Yeah, no. Tell me, I drafted him first overall on my fantasy team.
And he started the season on the...
Because it was supposed to be for just week 1, and then it ended up being the entire season.
Played 4 games.
Ooh.
I don't know, that's about it. I don't know. What you got anything else on the 49ers?
I don't really have much else. I mean, it's like... I feel like their record definitely depends on how their division is. Because, you squeeze out... You sweep one team... in that possibility, you end up with and you split with the others, you end up with a half decent record. But I don't know if they can sweep any of these teams in the West. Do you think they could or?
No, I mean I don't know. I feel like if you ask me, Rams are top of that division right now, and Seattle, Cardinals, and the 49ers are kind of all. Jumbled together about the same level, I think. I don't know. I'm not confident in this team going into the new year. Maybe they'll prove us wrong. Maybe Brock Purdy's great, and he will.
I mean, he's great for the last pick in the draft. He's made his career amazing and great for him. But I mean, it's no distance.
Is he a top?
Can he bring you to?
Is he in the top half of quarterbacks in the league? Is he top 16?
I feel I feel like you could put him there, because I can't. Because I
think he's right on that line.
Right. You have some rookie quarterbacks. You have some pretty old veterans, and then you've got some pretty mediocre quarterbacks. So I feel you could probably put him around that.
Is he better than Caleb Williams?
No, definitely not.
I don't think so either. I mean, that's not.
I mean, it's such a small sample size for Caleb Williams, but still putting up half decent numbers with the Bears' terrible O-line being the most sacked quarterback ever is pretty impressive. So, I feel like those are on comparison. But also his first overall pick versus last overall pick, which is
totally not fair. Totally not a fair comparison.
I feel like a good comparison would be I don't even know. Who would you put?
C.J. Stroud?
No, definitely not. C.J. Stroud is definitely way better. I think it's just in that middle of the pack. I think he's, around there with.
Would you rather have him or Aaron Rodgers right now?
Oh, right now, Brock Purdy, because he doesn't seem like he's gonna kill the team.
Brock Purdy is
not going to do his retreats and his media need attention.
And I think honestly, I comparatively, I think as quarterbacks they're somewhat similar right now. Both will make a really good, amazing pass. And then each one will also be
Right.
like, what was that? That was one of the worst passes
Right.
I've ever seen.
Except-
I think comparatively, like.
I mean, except is Brock Purdy going to blame the receiver if they don't do the
that's
exact
what I'm
thing that
saying.
Rodgers
That's
wants
what
them
I'm
to do?
saying. Like,
Right,
like
yeah.
Rodgers
100%.
brings way too much baggage, and gonna
Yeah.
go with the young kid versus the old man.
Yeah.
Anytime. I think that's it. Right?
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, 49ers fans,
Yeah.
tell us we're wrong. Tell us we don't know what we're talking about, or agree with us. Thanks and peace.
Peace.
Peace.